Have you ever felt like people don't see you? Like they literally look right through you, whether you're alone or even in a group of people? It's the oddest sensation to have people not even see you. And the sad thing is, it happens more and more, especially to women over 60, but even women over 50. In today's society, older women have become the invisible class. And originally, I was going to go a different direction with this, but I realized after watching other videos on this subject that it's actually a superpower. And we're going to talk about it. So stay with me. Hey guys, um, tonight we're going to take a break from the my normal doom and gloom and the whole economy, the sky is falling, and we're going to talk about a different kind of gloom and doom. No, really, it. Yeah, I was going to go that direction with it. At first, that was how I saw this subject that we're going to talk about. But then I started watching other YouTube videos from women that are experiencing this, and I have a whole new perspective on it. And the subject is the invisible woman. How women after a certain age, basically after 50, more so after 60, we become invisible. We literally become invisible. And I had an aunt tell me that one time years ago, and she said it was like people didn't even see her. She was like at Disneyland or something, and she said, she'd be walking and people would walk right into her. Like they didn't even notice her. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she started swinging her handbag back and forth so that people wouldn't, run into her. But I thought that was kind of a peculiar statement. I was like, "What do you mean you're an invisible woman?" Because she's a vibrant, fun, cool lady. She's an older lady, but I thought she was awesome. But I didn't really understand at that time what she meant until I became the invisible woman. And I get it. I get it. And like I said, originally I was going to go a different way with this, but now I see it in a different light. I mean, from what I read, my understanding is that a lot of people think of women after 49 because that's when, the end of your childbearing years, the end of your fertility, you really don't have a lot to offer. I mean, no, we know better, right? And I'm sure some of you know better, but overall, that was the thought that society had, that women over 49 were, about as useless as what on a boar, if you know that saying. And I've felt that way. I have totally felt that way. It's like if you're not a young, vibrant, sexy woman, what are you? And at first it took a while. It was kind of, I don't know. You try, you want to be, you don't want the attention. Okay, I got to go a different route with this. Um, you don't feel like you have as much to offer because as a woman, at least I don't know how you were raised, but I was raised that the vast majority of what a woman could offer was just her looks. So you always wanted to keep up on that. That was very important, that you kept up on your appearance no matter how old you were. My mom always, she never left the house without her makeup on and her hair done and dressed to the nines. I wasn't like that. I went through years, as a matter of fact, where I didn't even care. And I didn't wear any makeup here or out there. I just started wearing it again since I've been doing YouTube. But anyway, yeah, my mom just always made us feel like that's what, a woman was valued on. And it's funny because they don't teach that to men. They have all these other qualities. Basically, that's all, child rearing and, being attractive. And once those years are over, basically, well, the attractiveness that ends even younger than 49. I think most people do not consider you appealing after the age of 40, maybe. And I'm not explaining this right, I can tell, because there's a lot of beautiful women, and they're attractive, and people find them attractive, like, J Lo, and all these celebrities. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, your overall appeal that you have, and not just to the opposite sex, just to other women, because women size up other women, and if they're competition. I um i don't know, and I don't think that's all women. I should have thought this out better, but I hope other women get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, once we lose that, whatever that factor is that makes us um, still visible, still worthwhile, once we lose that, and it's usually, like I said, around 50, we feel, I don't know, somewhat inferior. And I admit, I did go through a period of time, when I realized the only appeal that I had was basically as a mother and a grandmother. And that was all I brought to the table. But now that I'm in my 60s, and I've experienced this for a while, and then after, watching these other women, I realized that's awesome. I mean, I don't know why I was ever upset about it. I like being the invisible woman. I don't like having to feel like I need to compete for the attention. I never did. That was never my thing anyway. I wasn't one of those girls that ever was that way. I didn't need that attention because I was an introvert, but you just knew that people at least saw you in a different light. And now that I'm older, and that's not part of who I am, it's just the person that I am now is who I am, and on the inside, and people are drawn to me for that. They're not drawn to me for my physical appearance anymore, and that's fine. That's the way it should be. And so I appreciate that, knowing that people that want to be my friend or talk to me actually find me interesting and worthwhile, and that I have something to say or to bring to the table. And I can turn that off, though. If I want to be invisible, I just don't have to talk. When we go out to eat and stuff like that, I can be, invisible, and that's okay. Because there's sometimes where you want to be invisible. You don't, would you quit? You don't want anybody else's attention. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly at all. If you get it, let me know. I don't know. I should have thought it out better, but I think other women in my age group will understand. I hope. It's just, I never wanted to be, like I said, I'm not one for plastic surgery or anything like that, because what's the point? I don't need the attention. I don't need people to think I'm anything that I'm not. When I made that post a while back about wanting to dye my hair a different color, like pink and all that stuff, I thought I didn't care what anybody thought, because to me it was fun, and that's who I am on the inside. And people were like, well, you should be timeless, or age gracefully. And it's like, but that's not me. Why should I want to be like that if that's not me? I have the soul of an artist. I want to look like that. I want people to, when they see me, they can tell right away, oh, this is a creative person. She's fun. That's what I want to project. I don't want to project that I'm this very classic, I'm aging gracefully. I think I am, because I'm just aging. I'm not fighting it. So I feel like you're going to knock my light over. I feel like that is aging gracefully. But I'm not aging the way somebody else wants me to age. I'm aging the way I want to age. And I want to age with pink hair. I don't have it yet, but I see myself that way, and that's okay. And I there was a time where I wouldn't, because I wouldn't have felt that you are just too much. I wouldn't have been, um, I don't know, appealing or whatever. But it doesn't matter to me now, because I don't care if people look at me and think I'm weird or whatever, because I am. And that's what I want to project. I don't care. So yeah, I'm hoping this comes across. This was really random, I know. And it was just on my mind today. I was thinking about how many of the women that I really enjoy are the same way, and even like my channel, for instance, the demographics are women. The majority of my audience are women, and they're my age, and I love that. That's what I want. I mean, I have some great guys here too. Wonderful, and I appreciate them too. But I've never, how there's always that one girl that was like, she couldn't be friends with other women. She always got along better with men. She didn't trust women. And I always thought that was a red flag, because for one, basically what she's saying is she finds women inferior. She's better than most women. She likes men, she gets along better with men. And it's like, yeah, that was always a red flag for me when women said that. And it's like, because I like my lady friends. I like my women friends. We have that, just a bond just from both being, female. And the same with men. Men can be buddies with guys. They don't even have to have anything common with them. They just have their own like brotherhood just because they're men. They just have that in common. So yeah, that's more random stuff that I have really thought out. I don't know. I should write this stuff down so that it makes sense to other people, not just me. Anyway, so yeah, if you get what I'm saying, let me know. If you don't, just tell me I'm crazy. But I'm trying to let other women know that it's okay. When you turn 60, you don't have to keep striving to get other people's attention by your appearance. You can be yourself, as crazy or wild or tame as that is. Just be you. I love talking to other women my age and older. I love listening to their stories and experiences they've had. And I appreciate them so much. And I'm meeting so many just on this channel. And we couldn't be any more different, but I appreciate that. I appreciate our difference. And speaking of other women, this lady is younger than me. I think she's 49, maybe going to be 50. She has a great channel. She's hilarious. She's creative. She's real. It's Tanya Talks Too Much. She's from Canada, and she went through a divorce last year, and she shares that. She's very open about what she's gone through and her experience, and now she's single, and she's got her own apartment, and just what she's dealing with, and she's a grandmother, and I just love her channel, and I love her. She's awesome, and she's got the most amazing hair. I would kill for her hair. But anyway, yeah, if you get a moment, check her out. I think you'll really appreciate her, especially if you like artsy people like I do. So I'm going to let you guys go with that. And please, like I said, if you understand what I'm trying to say here, let me know. Otherwise, just don't say anything. Just be like, okay, Dawn, I don't know what you were doing, but yeah. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys.